Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're getting into something I think we've all wondered about at some point: how to offer support to someone with a physical disability in a way that's actually helpful and, more than anything, respectful.
Yeah, we've all been there, right? You see someone and you think, should I help? But you're just not sure what to do. And that uncertainty can make you freeze up. Well, our goal here is to give you the confidence to answer that question correctly and compassionately. So let's start with the basics.
Okay, so first things first, let's get on the same page about what we're even talking about. What is a physical disability?
So, a physical disability is a condition that can impact a person's mobility or physical function. And check out those key words: temporarily or permanently. That's huge. It's a really important reminder that this isn't always a lifelong thing. It can happen to any of us, anytime, because of an illness or an injury.
And how do they happen?
Well, it could be from genetic conditions, a serious illness, or even an injury. The point is, the stories behind them are just as unique and diverse as the people themselves. And that diversity is so important. So let's dive into the spectrum of conditions, because this is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all situation. This is so critical to get. Physical disabilities are not all the same. You could have two people with the exact same diagnosis, but they might have completely different needs and abilities. And that's exactly why treating each person as an individual is the only way to go. Take arthritis, for example. We're talking about inflammation in the joints that causes pain and stiffness. Just think about that for a second. Simple things, stuff we don't even think about, like opening a jar or climbing stairs. That can become a huge, painful challenge. Now, with Parkinson's, the challenge is a bit different. It's not so much about the joints as it is the nervous system. The brain's messages to the muscles get scrambled. This can lead to tremors or make movement feel really slow, which just wreaks havoc on balance and coordination. And then you have something like a stroke, which is a perfect example of when time is absolutely everything. Knowing these signs, trouble speaking, weakness on one side, vision problems, loss of balance, and acting fast, wow, that can literally change the entire course of someone's recovery. Okay, so knowing all this, knowing how diverse these conditions are, how do we actually offer support in a way that's genuinely helpful? Let's get into the practical, golden rules. All right, rule number one, the big one. If you forget everything else from this explainer, please remember this. And that rule is ask first. It's all about empowerment. When you ask, "May I help you?" you're giving that person the power, the choice. Just grabbing someone's arm, even if you mean well, is jarring. It can be disrespectful, and honestly, it can even be unsafe. This one's huge. Think of a mobility aid, a wheelchair, a walker, a cane, as part of that person. It's an extension of their body, their personal space. You wouldn't just lean on a stranger, right? So don't lean on their wheelchair. These things might seem like small details, but man, they make a huge difference. Being patient, actually listening. And this one's big. If someone is in a wheelchair, take a moment to sit down so you're at their eye level. It completely changes the dynamic. It says, "I see you as an equal." And that's what it's all about. Okay, let's zoom out a little. It's not just about our one-on-one interactions. Real support also means looking at the world around us and making the environment more empowering. Yeah, think about your own space for a second. Your home, your office. Are the things people need within easy reach? Are important items stuck on a high shelf? Simple, thoughtful tweaks like this can make a world of difference for someone's independence. It shows you're thinking about them. Words matter. They really do. When you use person-first language, like saying a person who uses a wheelchair, you're putting the focus on the person. Terms like wheelchair-bound sound so restrictive, so negative. We can do better than that. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Focus on respect, inclusion, and treating them as individuals, not as their disability. Everything we've talked about, asking first, respecting their space, using the right words, it all comes back to this one powerful idea: see the person. A lot of people with disabilities are living incredibly full, vibrant lives. And when we express pity, even when we mean well and say something like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you," it can come across as really patronizing. It kind of frames their life as a tragedy, and that just isn't fair. Our goal should always be to empower, not to pity.
All right, we've covered a ton. So let's do a quick recap and see what you've picked up.
Okay, take a quick look. Number 1, first thing you do, B, you ask. Number 2, a wheelchair is. B, part of their personal space, for sure. 3, most respectful term, B again, person with a disability. And finally, 4, to talk with a wheelchair user, you should C, sit down to be at eye level. So, how'd you do? Getting these right is really the foundation for everything else.
So when you look at all these takeaways, what's the one word that connects them all? It's dignity. Every single one of these points is about honoring a person's autonomy and who they are as an individual. The goal is interaction, not intervention. That's the key.
And that brings us to the final question for you. Think about your world, your work, your home, your community. What is one simple thing you can do this week to make that space just a little more inclusive? Maybe it's just moving a plant that's blocking a path, or maybe it's committing to using person-first language from now on. These small actions, when we all do them, they add up. They create a world where everyone belongs.